Oh man, YouTube, what's going on? How you been? Long time no see. It's been a while. It's been it's been more than a while. But all right, I'll just give you a quick rundown. Basically, I moved across the country. So where I was before, I had no comic shop. I was basically like almost as far north Canada as you can go before you're just, chilling in igloos and stuff, right? So I got my car, I drove for 6 days. I'm back in civilization now, and I got to reunite with my comic book collection after 10 years apart. I've been busy the past few days rebagging and boarding everything. I don't know. Maybe sometime I'll do like a collection video or something like that. It's a lot of books. It was fun going through it. I should have just filmed it then, and then I could have given my reaction because I was excited going through it, man. I kind of forgot some of the stuff that I had, and there was a lot of good stuff in there. It's mostly ASM, but I didn't know the conditions and stuff, so. Going through was pretty incredible, but okay. Anyway, so that's where I am. So now I'm back in civilization, right? I got comic shops, I got flea markets. I can go hunting. So that's what I've been doing. I just moved like 3 weeks ago, and this past week everything kind of got settled down, and I went out hunting. This is actually I just picked up before I started that drive. So I was doing eBay purchases and Facebook auctions and stuff like that up there, so I can get it shipped up. And this was the last online purchase I made up there. Had my eye on this book for a long time. So All-Star Western number 10, first appearance of Jonah Hex. I was kind of keeping my eye on it for a long time, but prices were just kind of crazy on it. So I held on, and I got this one for 100 Canadian. Yeah, 100 Canadian. It's not perfect. You can see some like color rub by the E, but like usually the spines, the sides of this thing are mangled usually on this book. So to find one, oh hey, what's going on, Moose? To find one that's not just totally hammered along the spine was nice. So it's a pretty presentable copy. I'm pretty happy with it for that price. I thought it was good. Jonah Hex is a cool character, so very, very happy to have that. And then this was the other thing I did. This actually was a trade. So right before I moved, I did the big drive. There was like a convention, little miniature convention where like collectors in the area came together. There were like 8 tables. It was pretty small. So I grabbed a table, and I had a couple short boxes and a bunch of figures and stuff like that. And one of the other vendors wanted one of my books, and I said, "Oh, I'll just take one of your books. We'll just trade." So I got this Adam Hughes Before Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan, just picking away at that Adam Hughes collection, which I made a pretty good dent in this past week, so you'll see. So anyways, that is no wait, I lied. One more small purchase. This was my last online purchase. Okay. Jupiter's Legacy number 1. Jupiter's Legacy is coming to Netflix via Millar World, so they got all the Mark Millar properties now under the Netflix umbrella. They just started filming for this like a couple days ago, I guess. So they're filming from now until I guess October is when they're supposed to finish filming, and then we'll see the season come out next year. Yeah, they didn't say what month, but next year for sure. So of all the Millar properties, this was the one, when they initially announced the deal between Millar and Netflix, this was the one that kind of jumped out at me. So I hopped on this one. This was only $5. There's a variant to this, which is definitely more rare, a little more expensive. But if you just want to get the regular number one, you can get it. Yeah, you can get it cheap. You can get it online cheap. So might not be a bad idea to grab it now before it potentially becomes an Umbrella Academy kind of book. But who knows? We'll see. Either way, I figured why not for a few bucks. Okay, so then I started my road trip east. 6 days on the road. Me with my car packed with my cat and my clothes and the few comics that I did have up there before I reunited with my main PC. So I stopped in at a shop. I didn't have a lot of time to look around. I kind of scanned through all the boxes, and this was the only book I could find. So, yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man, all new Spider-Man number 26, first Ultimate Taskmaster, who is supposedly going to be in the Black Widow movie, or we think is going to be. We don't really know yet. Not a lot of details on that movie. Not a lot of details on Phase 4, but that's okay. That's okay. Got this for $4. Not bad. Not bad. It goes for a little more than that. And again, everything I say is Canadian, so I'll let you guys do the math. This is cool. I got this mainly for the cover. So actually, I met one of the writers on this book, and he was kind of telling me about how they collaborate with some of the wrestlers and the writers. And oh, by the way, Jerry the King Lawler is a hell of an artist. He didn't do this cover. He didn't do this cover. But Jerry Lawler had some art there at this stand where this guy was selling these books. Jerry the King Lawler is an incredible artist, man. I had no idea. This cover kind of spoke to me though. This is by I think it's Raza. But man, look at that. Look at that Ric Flair. I'm not even gonna make the noise, but you can make it in your head. Yeah, you know what he's saying there. Yeah. He's saying go. Yeah, no, he's not saying go. Okay. So this is, I guess, where my hunting began. I found I'm gonna do this in chronological order. Let's try this again. I found this like hole-in-the-wall flea market. Just walking around. I've been to some of the other flea markets in the area, and they didn't really have anything worth buying, but they might in the future. But yeah, I found this like hole-in-the-wall flea market. So I had time, so I popped in, and man, they seemed like really, really happy to see me. Like they hadn't had human contact in a while or something, and there was really like nobody in there that didn't work there anyway, or didn't have a stall there. Just a few people, and the first thing I see is like a couple short boxes. So I'm going through, and the guy comes up. He's like, "Oh, you like comic books, eh?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm kind of getting back into it now. I haven't had the opportunity to dig in a long time. He's like, "Oh, I got some digging for you." I go, "Okay, what do you got?" And he walks me down to one of the other stalls, and it's just kind of hidden. Like you go around this shelf, and then there's all these like inner little cubbies like filled with comic books, and they're all, well, most of them are just bagged, not boarded, and they're all either $1 or $2 a piece, and there were probably like a couple thousand. There was no order to them. It was just comic book chaos. So I got there at 1 o'clock, and I left at 4:30. So I was there for 3.5 hours digging. But this was one of the books I found early on. So Justice League of America number 6 Adam Hughes variant. This book has eluded me for some reason. I actually bought it on eBay once, and it never arrived. I ended up having to get a refund, and I don't know, I guess I just never found one at a price point that I felt comfortable with after that, and just sort of stepped away from this book for a while. So this was $2, I can live with that price, man. I was super happy to find that. So when I saw this amongst the books, like I said, this is one of the first like stacks I went through. I found this. I'm thinking to myself, man, when's the last time anybody went through here? So I don't really know where the books came from. I'm gonna go back. I went back once, but I'm gonna go back again. I'm just gonna keep getting more and more information and whatnot. Nothing too crazy here. This is the Pulse number 11, first appearance of Danielle. Does she go by Jones or does she go by Cage? Huh. I don't know. The baby of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. Danielle Cage Jones. I don't know. The baby. That was $1. Most of the books that were there were Image and Valiant, as you would expect to find, in like, you know, $1 bin flea market kind of thing. And I looked through pretty thoroughly and didn't really find any of the obvious issues to pick up. In fact, there weren't even a lot of low issues at all, so it's not like they were like picked out. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and find get some more information on where these came from and what the deal is. But there's another part of the story that I'll get to in a second. So this is Shadowman number 8. First was this Master Dark. That was $1, and that's a like really really nice copy too. Yeah, that's a nice one. Never mind. There's a little ding in the bottom. Near mint minus. Actually, it's funny because this one wasn't in a bag. This one was loose, and it was probably like the nicest condition book of like the entire series of books that I went through. I didn't have it. Why not for $1, right? Wild Dog number 1. I think it still goes for a little bit. I haven't watched Arrow in a while, so I don't really know what's going on with this character as far as the Arrowverse goes, but I did like what I saw of the character, so figured why not for $1. Can't go wrong. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun at this point, right? Like finding half decent books, nothing crazy yet, but books that I'm happy to pay $1 for, right? And the fact that I've been able to do this for years, like I was a kid in a candy store, baby. Okay, next one was 52. This is week 12. First appearance of, this is an interesting one. First appearance of Adriana Tomaz as Isis. So, you know, we got Black Adam stuff coming down the pipe before long. Who knows? Could be a very cheap, low risk spec pick right here. So, something to keep in mind. That was $1. I think this was $1 too. Nothing too crazy, but goes for a little bit. J. Scott Campbell, Warlord of Mars, number 3. So this is all from from one trip. This is the initial trip that I took to the flea market, the 3.5 hour trip or whatever it was. Started going through some Daredevil and Cap books, and actually some Fantastic Four too. But there wasn't really any Fantastic Four, like any decent issues, and they were all pretty banged up. This one was actually in pretty nice shape. Actually, it's funny now that I think about it, is a lot of the filler issues were beat up, and then I got 2 keys in this run that were like, that looked really really good. So it just kind of worked out. So yeah, 232 Daredevil, first appearance of Nuke. That goes for more than I thought it did. Actually, I thought that was like a $10 book, but I think it's more like a $20 book. I think he appeared. He was on one of the Netflix shows or something. I probably spiked it up. Either way, you know, can't complain. And then this one as well was there. Daredevil 254, first Typhoid Mary. again, like this one was in fantastic condition, and like there were quite a few issues like around 254, and they looked shredded. Like it was weird, man. It was diamond in the rough for sure. So very glad to have those, because I didn't have them either. So not only were they, just nice books to find in general, I didn't have them. So those are all PC books. And then the last book I got from that trip was Avengers 257 First Nebula. This one shut up a little bit too from the last time I looked at it. I had a CGC copy of this, CGC 9.4 that I sold. And that was my only copy, so I was really happy to get this back in the collection for $2. $2. Yes, sir. So I was, pretty happy. Like I said, nothing crazy, but pretty solid books for $1. Anyways, so when I first walked into that flea market, I was looking in the short box at this other guy's booth. So, like, after I was done going through all those piles and found those books, I was too tired to go back and go look through his. So I was like, oh, I'll come back tomorrow. He's like, oh, we're closed tomorrow. I'm like, all right, I'll come back the next day. He's like, oh, we're closed that day too. I'm like, okay, when are you guys open? He's like, oh, Wednesday. All right. I'm like, all right, I'll come back Wednesday. I'll see you Wednesday morning. He's like, all right. He's like, if you find any, he's like, all my books are $2, but he's like, you come in and on Wednesday and they're $1 a piece. I'm like, well, then I'll definitely be here Wednesday. Thank you, sir. Have a good weekend. And so I went back. He didn't have nearly as many books. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there wasn't as much to find, but it was still like there's still a couple good books in here. This one I thought was just like really, really nice condition with all the all black cover, and then you got Wonder Woman and Cheetah on there. That's Wonder Woman 31 Perez cover. Thought that looked pretty sweet. I might collect that run too. I was kind of thinking about it. So if I can find those issues for $1 a piece or less, then I'm gonna do it. This was an interesting one. I don't think I've seen this book before. So I know they did a lot of crossovers in the early mid '90s, there, '94 or whatever. This is Marvel Age 139, Batman and the Punisher, John Romita Jr. cover, which is cool because I actually like his artwork when he does the Punisher. Not when he does a lot of other things, to be honest. Sorry, that's just being truthful. That's just how I feel. His artwork to me is just kind of very gritty, sort of. You know what I'm trying to say. Just kind of like dirty. His style is dirty, but when you're doing the Punisher, dirty's good. I think it works when he does the Punisher. I was really into the work that he did on Punisher Warzone. I really like those books. So, anyways, I haven't opened this up yet. It does go for a little bit though. So, hey, I don't know how common it is, but like I said, I had not seen that before. So again, all these are $1. Nothing crazy, but I just wanted to bring up. So I'm gonna start collecting the Spawn again, fill in the holes that I have. And I just, this was the only Spawn book he had, and I just kind of forgot like how good McFarlane is. Like how impactful his artwork was, especially in the 90s when this stuff was like prominent. Man, McFarlane's so good, man. He kind of like honestly single-handedly pretty much got me like hardcore into comics. I was casual as a kid, and McFarlane came along and just there's a big spec pick for you right there. Camelot 3000, number 1. He had like 5 of these there. They were like all 94, 96 plus. So I grabbed one. I don't know, for $1. Cover price. It's cover price, baby. I don't know. Some people, I guess, really praise Camelot 3000. I don't know. I've never read it, but this is in worse condition than I thought. But I figured for $1, who cares? You can see it's kind of dinged up. But cool Neil Adams cover nonetheless. Superman 317. I got a little Neil on Neil action there. Eh? Yep. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot. yeah, okay. I mean, it's Free Comic Book Day, but I always liked this cover a lot. And I didn't have it. It's Adam Hughes. I needed it. $1. Boom. It's in the PC. Didn't have it. Sealed. It's in the PC. Adventures of Superman. Was it 500? What's going on with this one? I forget what's going on with this one. Marvel Team Ups, 117, Spider-Man and Wolverine. I want to say this is the first time. No, it isn't, is it? Damn, what is the... I thought this was the first time that they teamed up, the two of them. But I don't think it is. But I don't know what is the first time they paired up if this isn't it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hope that helped. Okay, moving along. He did have one Fantastic Four book, 320. Cool cover, Hulk thing, Doom on top. That's I think a homage to. I'm not even gonna guess the number. An early Fantastic Four issue, if you would like to look it up. And then another Batman crossover. This is like a graphic novel almost. This $7 cover price. Batman Judge Dredd. It definitely looks like it's been read because it's got like that like white crack line, like the book's been opened. I got this more to read for $1. Batman and Judge Dredd sounds interesting to me. For $1. And then the two best books that I found in his boxes. Shout out to I think Mercenaut showed this one off a while back. This is Batman: The Return. This is I think the 1 in 10 Finch variant. Goes for a little bit. Spotted it right away, and all black cover, and there's not even a dent. There's no ticks, no nothing. Beautiful. So yeah, that goes for a little bit. I think I want to say it goes for like, I was looking up, like 25 Canadian, something like that. Yeah, looked like prices were kind of like not all over the map, but I'm trying to be sort of conservative because people were listing it for higher than that. People were listing it for a little bit lower than that. So, and then I'm just about to leave, and he's got like one more box on the floor, with like some old Mad magazines and stuff on top. So I'm like, well, I got to be thorough because who knows what's in these boxes. And so I moved the magazines. I pulled this box out. The box is falling apart. But I found this in there. Boom. Yeah. So this is a hard book to find. Red Sonja, number 2, retailer RRP edition, Adam Hughes. Yes. Yeah. I think there's like one sale or something in the last year. Ton tough book to find. It even took me a little while to look it up and find it. So kind of hard to say what it goes for, to be honest, because there's not really any sales on it. So, but a tough book to find, I can tell you that. Okay, so that was the end of the dollar boxes. So I thought pretty good overall. I'm going to go back. He said he's got more boxes that he's going to bring in for me to look through. So obviously pretty excited about that. Oh, and then I went to Salvation Army that's just across the road from me. Later that day, I was just like grabbing some dinner over there. And then while I was waiting for it to cook, there was a Salvation Army. So I went in and I go over the display case to see if there's anything in the, like old video games, cartridge games, like something interesting in the display case. I don't know what I'm really looking for. I never find anything. And I'm about to walk away as I stand up because I'm like crouching looking in the display case. I look up and I'm like, my nose is practically touching a short box just sitting on top of the counter. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, this is clearly my day. Most of the books were like trashed. They were like X Factor filler issues that were just completely mangled, like covers ripped off. But then I noticed some bagged and board comics amongst all these loose, crappy ones. And they were all Green Lantern. So never mind the prices. These were all $1 a piece. And I heard this Jeff Johns run is really good. There's no way that's worth $8. Not a chance. Not even Canadian dollars. Not even Canadian dollars. Yeah, but I heard this is a really good run. So, and I found a sequence of books. And correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys know, but I think the Sinestro War is one of the highlights of this run, which is already supposedly very good. I think. Anyways, so they had 21, they had 22, they had 23, they had 24, they had 26, and they had 27. I'm like, damn it. And then loose in the back, so you'll notice this one doesn't have a price on it. Loose, of all the books in that run, this one is the one sitting loose. Can you believe that shit? Now, fortunately, it didn't have any, well, it does have a couple ticks, actually. No, it's got 1, 2, yeah, it's got 2 ticks on it. But for it being in this crappy card, wasn't even a comic, like, it was kind of a short box, but it was a makeshift short box. It wasn't BCW, that's for damn sure. This one was the loose one. So, Green Lantern, number 25, first appearance of Atrocitus and Larfleeze, I think is right. Anyways, so I was really glad that one was in there and I was able to save it. But come on, really? Of all the books, that's the one that is loose? Come on, man. Come on. Anyways, in the PC. I never find books at like Salvation Army, like, because we had a Salvation Army where I was living. Never saw I don't think comic books like existed in that town that I was living in. Now that I'm kind of like more in a central location in the country, I'm just finding stuff everywhere, man. Okay, so then I went and checked out the LCS today. I needed some bags and boards. Man, I've gone through 300 bags and boards in the last 48 hours, and I had to go get more. So I went through his bins, and I found this in the dollar bin. I hadn't seen this before. This is so another Adam Hughes, Star Wars Legacy number 6. Nothing crazy going on, but the cool thing about this particular issue is that this is actually a variant. This was in a 2 action figure pack that Hasbro released. So I think you got 2 of these characters, and then this comic book came in the packaging with the figures. So the cover is a little different. Like the first regular print has like this green banner and stuff. Because when I was trying to look this up, I couldn't find it. I'm like, what the hell is this? So it's the Hasbro toy variant, I guess. I don't know. It's got to be less common than the first print anyway. But Adam Hughes going in the PC. Bam. Oh yeah, so then I'm going through his bins. He didn't have a lot, and most of it was modern, most of it was Rebirth. But I did find most of it was DC Rebirth, but I did find a few. Okay, so that last one was $1. That was in the dollar bin, and then these were in the regular bin. So these were cover price. So more Adam Hughes goodness. Vengeance of Vampirella number 6. I think these are from '95, so this is definitely older Adam Hughes, but still pretty good nonetheless. Okay, we got number 7. Yes, more Adam Hughes. This one's pretty cool actually. This one actually I think goes for the most out of these ones anyway. Vampirella Pinup Special. More Adam Hughes. Look at those friggin' abs, man. Holy! My goodness. Going in the PC. Nothing, I'm not going to wow anybody probably with this, but I love this cover, and I didn't buy it when it came out. More Adam Hughes, but come on, man. Like, that's an awesome cover. It really is. This is just a regular A cover. Nothing fancy, but man, I just think it's the cat's ass. That's what I think. Alright, and then this was more than cover price. I think I paid $5 for this. Probably overpaid. Definitely overpaid. Thor Annual number 11. First appearance of Eitri, I think his name is. The dwarf that helped him forge Stormbringer. You know, Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. Yeah, it's in good shape, but I don't know, $5 is a little rich for me for that, but anyways, it is what it is. Maybe I'll read it, and then I'll feel better about myself. I got some added value. It is an annual. It's got a lot of pages. And then this was the last book I found in his bins. This goes for more than I thought. This is Spider-Man Volume... Your guess is as good as mine. I think the second last one, whatever number that one is. Issue number 12. And this is The Kiss. I think it's dubbed The Kiss. But I thought it was really, really, really neat cover, you know? Kind of a take on the old Spider-Man Mary Jane thing. And I loved Edge of Spider-Verse. So I was like, oh, maybe there's something to this book. And sure enough, yeah, like I'm seeing listings like sell for $15. So that was pretty cool. And then the last book. This is a grail. It is the ugliest book out of this entire set of books I've just shown you. Let's just not waste any more time. Let's just get it right out. Like, I was gonna act all embarrassed and like, it's a restored CGC, it's a 1.0, you know, but fuck it. It's a Daredevil number 1, you know? Like, the way I see it, you know, I'm sitting in the nosebleeds, but hey, at least I got a ticket to the show. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like there's any big chunks missing. I mean, it's ugly, you know? I mean, you got the big thing going on here, like tape residue or whatever, and it could look better. But hey, it could look a lot worse too. You know what I'm saying? It could look a lot worse. This is one of the nicest 1.0s I've seen. Now it's got obviously some restoration. It's got some bit of trimming, and what does it say? There's like a piece that came off and got reattached. Whatever. I don't care, man. I own a Daredevil 1. This was the cheapest Daredevil 1 I've ever seen. I had to jump on it. And now I have it. Now I have it. And it's not like I can't display it and feel proud. Like, I don't like turn my lip up to it when I look at it. Like, it brings me so much joy to have this. So even though it's a 1.0, you know, I mean, origin and first appearance of Daredevil, first appearance of Foggy Nelson and Karen Page. Oh, man, that's a big book, man. That's a big book. So, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy, and that's what matters. Going in the PC. Going in the PC. All right. Okay, I've rambled on for way too long. There's my cat. Hey, Moose, what's up? She's a little round, but she's happy. Okay. Nice to see you guys again. Hopefully I'll have another haul in the near future, and I'm just sort of like glad to be back. Let me know if you guys are interested in me doing like a collection spotlight or something. I don't really know what to do. Like I said, I should have just filmed the my reaction when I got the books back in my collection, because I basically got back 3 long boxes and 5 short boxes. So quite a few books, but I mean, most of them you guys have already seen. Like I said, most of them are ASM, so you guys know what they are. But you know, if there's a lot of stuff, other stuff too. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know. I'll do like a collection spotlight or something. Otherwise, guys, I'm just happy to be back in the game. Woo! Okay, all right. Well, we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.